Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology grounded in love, a love which calls us to see the holy in each being and to take compassionate action in our world. In this space, we gather with open minds, open hearts, open hands to practice acceptance, forgiveness, and growth, welcoming people of all nations, all creeds, all ages, all genders, all cultures, and all kinds of love. Whether you are here every week or came today for the very first time or only stop in once in a while, we celebrate all of who you are and all that you are becoming. You are most welcome here.
A second good morning. I'm Reverend Allie Jablonski, affiliated community minister and the director of spiritual care at Tufts Medical Center. This morning, we are very happy to welcome Reverend Dr. Kelly Murphy Mason back to the high pulpit. Since 2022, Reverend Kelly has been our affiliated community minister for spiritual direction. She is an educator, psychotherapist, writer, and spiritual director whose career has been devoted to integrating spiritual wisdom with psychological insight in the sacred service of healing individuals, helping communities, and fostering human flourishing. In addition to her many endeavors, Reverend Kelly is the convener and co-chair of the International Spirituality and Flourishing Group in the Flourishing Network at the Harvard University Human Flourishing Program. Welcome back, Reverend Kelly. This morning, we are joined by Hyungju Young, Mark David Buckles, and the Arlington Street Choir in leading worship. We couldn't do this without Reverend Beth supporting the Zoom congregation, as well as the tech team, greeters, ushers, worship team, and coffee hour hosts. Thank you all so much. If you're new to Arlington Street, welcome. We are so glad you're here, and we would love to stay connected. I hope you will visit our website at ascboston.org and sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. If you're in the sanctuary, please fill out the pew card and put it in the basket during the offering time to let us know how to best be in touch with you. On the last pages of the order of service, you'll find information on upcoming Arlington Street events. There is lots going on, both in person and on Zoom, and we'd love to see you. We are 1 week away until the best night of our collective lives, the Arlington Street Gala. Join us next Saturday, May 17th at 6 p.m. right here at Arlington Street. There will be a magic show, Queen Cheryl's cooking, great company, a dance floor, and an auction full of incredible prizes. And for those of you who cannot attend in person, we have a special online auction open to everyone, featuring amazing hotel accommodations near and very far. Everything raised in person and online supports our mission to foster love, service, justice, and peace in our world, which we need now more than ever. Please buy your tickets, check out the online auction, and join us for an evening of pure magic. If you came this morning with a joy or a concern in your heart, you are invited to light a candle at home and share in the chat during our time for community candles, or come up and light a silent candle at the table to the right of the Gleason podium. For those of you in the in-person congregation, please plan to join us in the Honeywell Chapel right through the leather door up front after the service. And those of you on Zoom are invited to stay on for remote fellowship. Rich is going to turn the camera on the in-person congregation as we wave and smile at each other and at our friends in the Zoom room. And you all in the Zoom room can wave and smile back. Hello, friends. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another, heart to heart. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home.
We also want to wish a very happy Mother's Day to those celebrating today. Will all the mothers here please stand?
In 1870, Boston Unitarian poet and suffragist Julia Ward Howe wrote a pacifist response to the carnage of the American Civil War and the Franco-Prussian War. Her anti-war rallying cry became known as the Mother's Day Proclamation. In 1914, Democratic President Woodrow Wilson signed Mother's Day into law, making today the 109th anniversary of Mother's Day in America. Today, as we honor mothers and mothering, we remember and celebrate this proud history.
Let us call in the spirit and the presence of the mothers, both living and dead, who cannot be with us here today. Let us write their names in the chat and speak their names in this great sanctuary. And in doing so, honor and remember them. Sherry, Emily, Franny.
In gratitude for all those who have mothered us, those who have helped and healed and held us, and for those in whose hands lie the nurturing of the next generation, let us give thanks.
Give thanks. Thanks to
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark David Buckles, Director of Music. Our opening hymn is a partner song by Ma Muse, who do a lot of their music. Can I have C major, Young Chu? So the first part is just finding my way, finding my way, finding my way back home. We're gonna build up some harmonies to that, and then we'll add the second part, O river, I hear you, feel you calling me. O river, who will I be when I reach the sea? I'm gonna teach it to you as we go, and feel free to add your own harmonies, This is one of those ones where you can't really go too wrong, just kind of sing something and it works pretty well. So let's rise in body, rise in spirit. Can we get that one more time, hymn 2? So, finding my way, we'll start here. Ready, and finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Again, finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. We'll do that again with a harmony added. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Add more harmony. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. One more time like that. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Now here's the second part. Oh river, oh river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh river, oh river, who will I be? Who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh river, together. Oh river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Let's put those parts together, sing in their part. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, finding my way, finding my way, finding my way, who will I be when I reach the sea? Again. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Everybody, oh river, oh river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Those parts together one more time. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. See, finding my way, a cappella. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Amen.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved community is. We need one another, whether together or apart. May we stay very close. Let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
A mixed candle from Jairo Gomez. I have seen more and more people in this state stand in solidarity with their brown neighbors. The initiative of people openly defending their neighbors from the illegal abductions of ICE brings me hope, but also great sorrow. Defend your neighbors, demand justice, declare solidarity. A final spoken candle from Fran Peterson, a candle of sorrow from my community of Worcester. ICE arrived in Worcester on Thursday, taking a mother away from her 2 children. It was confrontational and very hard to watch the videos of the incident. Neighbors stepped in to help. A city councilwoman stood up to ICE, but in the end, the mother was taken into custody. Whereabouts are unknown. The devastation and divisiveness within the city are palpable. Please keep my neighbors and friends in your thoughts this week as we try to take a step forward in understanding this very upside-down world we now live in.
Some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
From Arlington Street, a mixed candle for Mother's Day and all that it brings. Love to all who hurt today. Love to all who celebrate today. Love to you wherever you are. Thank you to all the moms and to all people who love, guide, and nurture us. From Queen Cheryl, a candle of beloved memory for my grandma, Mrs. Anne Rose Ziska, who taught me everything I know about cooking and feeding people as an act of love. I can still see Mama standing over her white stove, stirring a pan vigorously with a wooden spoon, and smell the sweet scent of chopped onions being sauteed in Fleischmann's oil. I'm sorry, Queen Cheryl. I need to learn from Mama. The secret ingredient that made her cream spinach so delicious. Here at church, we have 3 upcoming events: the gala, Arts Memorial, and Reverend Beth's party, so you'll have plenty of opportunities to meet my grandma. So if I give you a stern look and chase you out of the kitchen, please know it's not really me. I'm just channeling Mama. An anonymous candle to celebrate the Queer Mother's Day dance that was held in the parish hall yesterday. A member of Gays for Patsy told how they came to Arlington Street in 1991 to dance because it was a welcoming space, safe space for LGBTQ plus people in the height of the AIDS epidemic. It was a heartfelt reminder of the impact of our spiritual community. A candle from the Arlington Street community for all the walkers in the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute's Walk for Peace this morning, including 10 on our Arlington Street team. May their living, moving prayer for peace on our streets and healing for communities torn by violence be heard, and may we all be partners in healing. A final spoken candle from Cody Storms. Thank you everyone for your prayers and kindness as I completed finals for my first year of law school. I've missed you all, and I send my love before I make my grand return next week. To Barb, Allie, Reverend Parisa, Heido, my love, and all the lovely people at Arlington Street, thank you.
For all the sorrows and all the joys we hold in our heart, we light a silent candle to remember and to rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our country, for all nations, and for all beings. Amen.
Please join in saying the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another. I invite all of you to join me and Reverend Kelly in a responsive reading, which is number 670, and it's also printed in your order of service. Reverend Kelly will read the leader role, and I invite you to join me in reading the bold print.
The Way by Edwin Muir. Friend, I have lost the way.
The way leads on.
Is there another way?
The way is one.
I must retrace the track.
It's lost and gone.
Back, I must travel back.
None goes there, none.
Then I'll make here my place.
The road runs on.
Stand still and set my face.
The road leaps on.
Stay here, forever stay.
None stays here, none.
I cannot find the way.
The way leads on.
Oh, the places I have passed.
That journey is done.
And what will come at last?
The way leads on.
Our next hymn is Wo Ya Ya, which just translates to We Are Going. The music can be found in the Teal hymnal at 1020. However, if you think you might not need the notes, the layout of the music is one of the most confusing things in the hymnal to follow what happens after what. So the words are also just printed in your order of service. I invite us to rise in body, rise in spirit, and we'll sing Wo Ya Ya. Hyungju, can you give us C major, please? Thank you. We are going. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going. But we know within. And we will get there. And we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. But we know we will. It will be hard. It will be hard, we know. And the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah.
This coming Thursday, awfully early in the morning, I will catch an Air Canada flight out of Logan Airport headed from Boston to Toronto. Then, in Toronto, I will catch a connecting flight to Vancouver, where I will land just after 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, ahead of the opening of an event rather cryptically called the 2025 Gathering. It is a global gathering co-hosted by two North American organizations, the Canadian Company of Pilgrims and the American Pilgrims on the Camino. Nearly everyone in attendance will have walked or will soon walk one of the lengthy pilgrimage routes leading to the Spanish city of Santiago de Compostela, which last year welcomed a record 500,000 arrivals at its pilgrim reception office. Only, what has Vancouver to do with Santiago? That's something I'm still wondering myself, since I'm slated to give a closing plenary talk on pilgrimage at this global gathering next Sunday. I myself am a relatively new pilgrim. In the fall of 2023, a dear friend of mine and I decided that we would walk the Camino Português from Rio Minho, dividing Portugal from Spain. On our way to Santiago, we met people walking from more distant points in Porto or Lisbon and made friends along the way, Americans and Canadians, and a few Europeans too. My friend and I met several wonderful people, but I was always taken aback when one of them would ask me, "Is this your first Camino?" "Well," I would usually reply, "I'm assuming it's my one and only Camino." 20 years before my friend and I walked from the border of Portugal with Spain, Joyce Rupp and her close friends started their Camino at the border of France with Spain. She chronicled their journey to Santiago in her 2005 book titled Walk in a Relaxed Manner, Life Lessons from the Camino. Sister Joyce is a Catholic nun living in Des Moines, a longtime hospice volunteer and acclaimed spiritual writer. She began her Camino shortly after she turned 60 and walked more than 500 miles with her friend Tom, a retired Catholic priest. Interestingly, both of them chose to travel incognito, not disclosing their religious vocations to their fellow pilgrims. The two of them walked for 37 days, and from their time together, Sister Joyce distilled 25 life lessons to remember. Among those lessons are these: go prepared. Live in the now. Be attentive to your body. Acknowledge the kindness of strangers. Don't let difficulties deter you. Embrace beauty. Return a positive for a negative. Look for unannounced angels. Deal with disappointments. Savor solitude. Have a sense of humor. Trust in the divine companion. Let yourself be humbled by weakness. Enjoy friendships. Travel lightly. Enter into the hum of humanity. And finally, pause to reflect. While she did pause to reflect on the Camino, the pace that Sister Joyce and her friend kept across Spain meant that the time she was better able to reflect on the experience was after it ended. Sister Joyce lamented the way she and her friend had begun the Camino with complete disregard for that explicit directive, the title of her book, in fact, to walk in a relaxed manner. Our unspoken motto became push onward, push forward, push, 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 rush, rush, rush. We soon discovered that the rushing and the pushing cause us to lose our enjoyment of the walk itself. We left home in order to experience the freedom of getting away from it all, she declared, but we simply took the tensions with us in new forms. We continued to strain and groan under the desires and expectations of achievement and accomplishment, goals which our culture thrives on and implants in us almost from birth. Entering a foreign territory, being strangers in a strange land, let Joyce and Tom experiment with new and different ways of being in the world and with one another. Imagine walking on a path where millions of feet from other lands and cultures have previously walked, feet that have trod hundreds of miles to reach a sacred site, Sister Joyce wrote. Think of what it is like to have that same path and those same stones beneath your feet as you, too, walk for many weeks to reach the same destination. It is a journey filled with spiritual connectedness and communal resonance. When people experience that sort of connection and resonance, traveling across hundreds of miles with scores of people over several weeks, they are understandably reluctant to depart from that. The dominant culture that Sister Joyce left behind in America was the very same one that greeted her upon her return. Overachievement, competition, comparison, addiction to work and duty, unreal expectations of needing to do more, the obsessive pursuit of having more. All these fall on us as heavy cultural and self-imposed burdens, Sister Joyce observes. When these attitudes and messages press in on us, they cause us to lose our harmony and self-satisfaction. There is far too much hurry and worry in most lives, she concludes. While she initially resented having to set aside so many hours for walking in preparation for her lengthy pilgrimage, she was remarkably eager to stick to a serious walking schedule after her return from the Camino. She was hoping that her friend Tom would choose to keep a similar schedule, but then, suddenly and unexpectedly, a few months after their return, Tom died. People often say that pilgrimage is a metaphor for life. I will say that in my experience, the Camino can certainly serve as a powerful reminder that each of us is only passing through this world for a little while. Any pilgrimage provides us mortals with important training ground. It poses a few simple questions to us. How will we move through our days? How well will we companion those we meet along the way? What pace will we set for ourselves? And what pace will we continue to keep? How we respond to these questions matters a great deal in the long run. These days, the practice of pilgrimage is experiencing a global resurgence. Santiago continues to register record numbers of arrivals at its cathedral, more each year than the year prior. But all its pilgrims are not Catholic or even Christian. Religious traditions around the world have encouraged the spiritual practice of pilgrimage for millennia now. Jews travel to the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem, Hindus to the banks of the Ganges River, Muslims to Mecca, Buddhists to the 88 temples on Shikoku. Today, more secular seekers are embracing the wisdom of spiritual travel. They embrace it with heartfelt intention and a willingness both to encounter the sacred and reverence the countenance of their fellow sojourners. Perhaps you or someone close to you is in the process of planning a pilgrimage now, if not to these celebrated and established sites, then to another special place that beckons to your soul. If so, I wish you, as the Spanish would say, buen camino. I hope you travel a good way, a way abundant with blessing. The closer my friend and I got to Santiago, honestly, the more we wished it was further away. We were both a little the worse for wear between the knee and ankle braces we sported and the blisters we bandaged each morning. But we also had the sense that we could keep going and should. By the time we were nearing the end of our Camino, each of us had been asked a number of times by various caminantes if this was our first Camino. She ceased to be surprised by the question. I never did. Exactly how many of these am I supposed to do? I began replying. As soon as we arrived in Santiago with our backpacks, the pilgrims who had gotten there ahead of us began shouting their congratulations to us from the sidewalk across the street, and both of us considered these premature. What we really wanted were clear directions to the cathedral so we could celebrate in the plaza with everyone else basking in the afternoon sun, and then collect our compostelas from the pilgrims' reception office before it closed. Thankfully, the line at the office was fairly short and moved pretty quickly, so I was at the counter in no time, ready with my stamped and signed pilgrim's passport, proving I had walked the requisite miles. Placing the cathedral seal over my certificate of distance traveled, the volunteer there asked me, "So, is this your first Camino?" By that point, there was no rhetorical flourish left in my response. "Yes," I said simply, "it is my first Camino." Handing me back my documents, he smiled and told me, "It won't be your last." Perhaps it was the power of his suggestion, but his prediction proved correct. Last March, I traveled to San Antonio for the 2024 annual gathering of the American Pilgrims on the Camino. I arrived in the city a couple of days early so I could spend 2 days walking 20 miles along the trail that connected 4 historic missions with the cathedral downtown in a route now known as El Camino de San Antonio. The sun and the heat there were reminiscent of Spain, as was some of the local architecture and several church interiors. I carried a similar kind of passport and continued to get it stamped at certain way stations along the San Antonio River, so that when I arrived at the Pilgrims' reception office in the city, I was yet again eligible for another certificate of distance traveled. At the actual gathering of the American Pilgrims in Texas, I met seasoned pilgrims who themselves had walked 3, 6, 8, or 11 Caminos or more. Some kept returning to the well-known Camino Frances, that celebrated route that Sister Joyce and her friend Tom walked. Others alternated between that and the Camino Portuguese and the Camino Inglés and the Camino Privatimo and the Camino del Norte and so on, taking a different route each time. Some were hoping to travel all those routes someday. One caminante at the gathering served as a Camino guide for small groups of military veterans with post-traumatic stress and spoke at length eloquently of the curative power that pilgrimage held for so many of them over the years. Others were involved in developing shorter pilgrimage routes, similar to the Camino de San Antonio, in states like Wisconsin and Massachusetts, so that individuals who found international travel prohibitive could become pilgrims closer to home over a week or a weekend and have viable transport options if their mobility was limited somehow. On both the Camino Portuguese and the Camino de San Antonio, I did not travel incognito as Sister Joyce did. If anyone asked what I did, I would tell them that I was a community minister and spiritual director. The thing that impressed me most about the 2024 gathering, though, is that over the 4 days we were together in Texas, here in America, in late-stage capitalism, not a single person asked me what I did for a living. The curiosity that people brought there was very specific. They usually wanted to know what Camino you had walked, and when, and why, and which was your next, and what it had taught you about your life. To an extent I never experienced before, we were living in an alternative mode, a parallel reality that did not privilege the things Sister Joyce complained of, namely overachievement, competition, comparison, addiction to work and duty, unreal expectations of needing to do more. All those heavy cultural and self-imposed burdens she described us Americans toting routinely. The once and future pilgrims at this gathering seemed to have no room for those in the backpacks they carried. If you don't either, you may already be a pilgrim yourself. Your journey may well have begun. Over the past couple of years, I've gotten very involved in the American Pilgrims, a nonprofit organization that has a mission to inspire all who seek the spirit of the Camino to connect with a global community of pilgrims, as it says. Our Boston chapter is quite active if you ever want to join us. Under its aegis, I lead training walks every spring and fall. I also coordinate our Camino book club in Zoom, and have welcomed Canadian pilgrims as well as others across the US into discussions of books like the one written by Sister Joyce. I participate in ceremonies that commission people preparing for, yes, their first Camino, which is of course a momentous undertaking. Some of our members plan to go in a couple of months or weeks. Some only hope to be able to go someday in the distant future, God willing. Yet all of them have already begun their sojourn. In my estimation, all of them count as pilgrims. As I understand it, the Camino is not a course to be completed. It is instead a curriculum we need to learn by heart. And the closest thing that American pilgrims have to a covenant, they claim that this is the spirit of the Camino: to live in the moment, to welcome each day with its pleasures and its challenges, to make others feel welcome, to share generously, to feel the spirit of those who have gone before us, to imagine those who will follow after us, and to appreciate all those who walk alongside us today. These various practices belong in spiritual community because they can only be fully developed in spiritual community. People become pilgrims not by logging miles or arriving at a certain destination. They become pilgrims by consenting to a radical reorientation of their lives around certain key spiritual realities. After I returned to Boston from Santiago, I continued to walk regularly enough that I would be ready for my next Camino on short notice, if need be. Originally, I had in my mind that I would return to Santiago last fall. And when that didn't happen, I put it in my mind to do so this spring. But now I can see that that will not happen either. All indicators point to me falling far behind schedule, but frankly, I cannot bring myself much to care. I agree with Sister Joyce that there is far too much hurry and worry in our lives these days, and so I refuse to carry either. The man at the counter of the Pilgrim's reception office might have been right about the Camino Portuguese not being the last one I walk. But I understand now that the certificate of distance traveled, which he handed me, was issued in error. My pilgrimage began in Boston well before I ever set foot in Spain, when I joined with the American Pilgrims very near to home. It continued through Texas, an interesting detour, when I traveled the lesser-known Camino de San Antonio with the locals there. And it will be extended later this week as I travel some 2,500 miles to Vancouver to attend this 2025 gathering of Canadian and American pilgrims. Truthfully, I could catch a flight on Iberia Airlines to Madrid and then another to Santiago, and it would take me only a couple of hours more than this trip I have planned on Thursday. But the cathedral and the Compostelas can wait. I go where I need to go to fall in with the pilgrims who remain sincere in their commitments. They understand that pilgrimages are at heart spiritual practices. They are not endurance competitions, nor are they trips to tourist destinations. It matters far less the miles we are willing to log on them than the lessons we are willing to let them teach us and our friends about how we want to live. We can be pilgrims anywhere and everywhere.
Thank you. Arlington Street is entirely self-sustaining. It's up to us. And our generosity continues to be astounding. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, our building, our great work, and our beloved spiritual community. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. This month, we are supporting the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute and their 29th annual Mother's Day Walk for Peace. Our gifts fund their critical work supporting families and communities impacted by murder, trauma, grief, and loss. In your order of service and in the Zoom chat, you will find links to give directly to celebrate our team who walked this morning. Together, we can cultivate cycles of peace. Yesterday, I was standing not at these great doors, but at the great doors of Harvard University's Memorial Church. If you've never been there, it is a very ornate and formal space with Harvard crests everywhere. Someone I didn't know stopped to talk. "Thank you," she said. "Thank you for making me feel welcome in such an intimidating space." We had just memorialized our congregant Rebecca Reed's grandfather, and it was a bit of an Arlington Street church takeover. I led the service, and our Beck did the music, and some of our people came, and many of our people reached out to Rebecca and her family to check on them and to share their love and care. I knew as I talked with this guest that bringing welcome to any space is something I learned well from Arlington Street. On this Mother's Day weekend, I'm thinking about how days that celebrate family can be very hard on those whose family structures are punctured. One of my favorite things about church when it is done well is that church gives us a chance to form our own community structures where we care for and belong to each other. Structures that can hold us on hard days, whether it's a holiday or a memorial service. The Arlington Street takeover, however and wherever it happens, can bring such salvation. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to sustain our beloved Arlington Street. You can give online at ascboston.org or find instructions in the order of service for giving via QR code, Venmo, or text message. You can also mail a check to the church or use the envelopes in the pews, which can be given to the ushers as they come through momentarily with collection plates. Thank you for your generosity.
Thanks, Allie. We're going to sing a song here. We didn't get their names in the program in time, but just wanted to say I'm joined up here by Shay Brown and Sam LaGrego, and happy to make music with them always. Follow the sun, and which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe in the air. Set your intentions. Dream with care. Tomorrow is a new day for everyone. Brand new moon, brand new sun. Follow the sun, and and which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe, breathe in the air. Set your intentions. Dream with care. Tomorrow is a new day for everyone. Brand new moon, brand new sun. So follow the sun, the direction of the birds, the direction of love. Breathe, breathe in the air. Cherish this moment. Cherish this breath. Tomorrow is a new day for everyone. Brand new moon, brand new sun. When you feel life coming down on you like a heavy weight, when you feel this crazy society adding to the strain, take a stroll to the nearest waters and remember your place. Many moons have arisen and fallen long before you came. So which way is the wind blowing? And what does your heart say? So follow the sun, and which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe, breathe in the air. Set your intentions. Dream with care. Tomorrow is a new day for everyone. Brand new moon, brand new sun. So follow the sun, the direction of the birds, the direction of love.
Thank you. Our closing hymn is number 348, Guide My Feet. You can find the words in your order of service and in the chat. Just a note that this hymn uses the metaphor of walking towards a better world, and we acknowledge that there are so many ways that we get closer to justice and peace. Please rise in body, rise in spirit, and join in singing Guide My Feet.
We're going to start slow and get a little faster. Goes like this. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Guide my feet. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Hold my hand. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Stand by me. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Search my heart. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Guide my feet, guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. For I don't want to run. For I don't want to run this race in vain. One more time. For I don't want to run this race in
As we begin our benediction, I invite those of you in the Zoom room to please reach out your hands and touch the sides of your squares. And those of you in the sanctuary to also please raise your hand, palms out. Let's send loving kindness to the people on your left and to your right. Send loving kindness to the person on either side of you and on either side of them. Send out love into this beloved spiritual community and feel it coming back to you. And as you feel it coming back, bring your hands to your heart center to carry the love that is the spirit of this congregation with you wherever you go. May the quality of each of our lives be our benediction and a blessing to all we touch. Those who take hold of life, may you find life returning your embrace. Those who sense God, may you find God always with you. Those who seek a right path, may that way appear ahead. Step out in faith and go in peace, remembering that you are well loved and we are all one. So it is, so may it always be. Amen.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine.
Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.